So, okay, so officially welcome everyone to our chair yoga practice this morning. I hope you have a comfy chair and a sturdy chair to find your Shavasana in this morning to begin. A pillow, yoga blocks, even a cushion from your couch if you just want to bring to your feet, beneath those feet, so that then you can find your way back in your chair. So you're going to shimmy and then find a little bit of comfort here. So the pillow is lifting your feet up so the knees are raised above your hips. So just feel into that and make sure that you have enough support underneath your feet. Take the time to grab another pillow if that would feel better. And as we find our Shavasana in our chair yoga practice, as always, we are looking to begin from a place of stillness. And we know that stillness only comes from comfort. So please take the time to adjust as you need to. Sometimes if the chair back is a little bit hard, placing a blanket over top, whatever would suit you here. Please find that place. We're going to bring our knees so that the knees are resting against each other. So we want to bring those feet slightly apart. That brings the hips into constructive rest. And so this is where we begin. And then I just want you to sort of imagine your awareness traveling up the legs. Feel into your sit bones in the chair and settle those hips down and in. And then maybe just think about the stacking of the spine from there. So the pelvis is like a flower pot, and that spine then finds its way long. And it almost feels as though the crown of the head is being lifted towards the sky. I want you then to bring those shoulders up towards your ears, give them a nice big squeeze, and just let those arms come down alongside of your body. Spread the hands wide, and then on your exhale, let the fingertips reach for the floor as those shoulders drop away from your ears. From here, bend into your elbows. We're going to let the palms of the hands come to rest in your lap with the palms facing up, if that's comfortable for you here. You can always turn those palms down if you don't have that range of motion available. And then maybe wiggle those fingers and your thumbs just to let go of any extra energy, and then just let those hands soften so the fingertips naturally curl in. And then I'd ask you to feel the back of your chair with your shoulder blades. So notice that space in the body touching, and then keeping that connection, slowly lower the chin towards your chest. This helps us to stay into the back of the neck, and we're not rounding forward in the spine. We're just letting that neck open up. You want to let your head be very heavy here. You just take a couple of breaths just like this and see if you can let go of the neck even just a little bit more. Just imagine those little pillows in between the vertebrae just opening up and filling and getting puffy again so that you can make space. Let's take one more breath here. Then I'd like you to slowly raise the chin up, and keeping the gaze soft or eyes closed or just looking down the bridge of your nose here, just think about lengthening. And when you find that neutral place where you can imagine the tip of your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head long, and I just want you to soften here. We're not holding, we're just releasing and relaxing. So for this moment, we feel in to what is happening with our breath. So all of our awareness comes to that little inhale that's coming in through your nose, and a little exhale that's traveling out. I'd like you to notice the sensations of that breath. What do you feel? Don't try to change it, just notice it for what it is. Is it short and shallow, and maybe just in the very upper part of your chest? Or maybe it's a little bit deeper. Can you feel that inhale touching the back of your throat? And can you notice the exhale as it leaves and that warmth of the breath touches the upper lip? And I'd ask you to let go of this breathing pattern as we intentionally begin to breathe. So mindfully drawing the inhale in through your nose and just seeing how much space you can fill on the inside. And then slowly allow your exhale to arise out through the nose as you look for that bottom edge of breath, that empty of breath, before again allowing your inhale to return. So at first, just feeling in for edges of breath. So can we invite just a little bit more in every time we inhale? We start to expand those boundaries of respiration. We have an amazing capacity for breath, but we seldom find those edges as we move through our days. So just using this time to feel as though you're expanding the ribs out to the sides, expanding the ribs in front. You can expand the ribs in the back body. Feel those ribs press into the back of the chair. Maybe your belly button begins to move away from your spine as we cultivate that nice deep breath. And then feeling into your exhales as though everything draws into center, maybe helping a little bit by drawing belly button to spine to help press all of that breath up and out. I want to completely empty here. Find that bottom and begin to pause there before allowing that inhale to return. Filling to the top of your edge, pausing and feeling, and then slowly exhaling. So the work here, the effort, is in the slowing down. So taking the time to feel and notice. This can be the hardest part of yoga practice. As we live these lives that are seemingly in pace all the time, moving from things to do, appointments, places to be, we forget about the breath. And so in this stillness, that awareness of breath is the awareness of being, of simply being. So the deeper and fuller the inhale, the longer and slower the exhale, we find our Samavriti breath, our balance in that breath. Just take a few more rounds just like that. And I'm going to ask you to bring into mind's eye a square, so an equal-sided square, 4 sides. And I want you to imagine that square just maybe on that forehead that is a bit of a movie screen for us. Imagine it there. I want you to imagine that on the inhale, you're going to trace up the first side of the square. You're going to pause and hold your breath to draw the second side of the square. On the exhale, take the breath down the third side of your square, and then pause and hold at the bottom of your breath to create the fourth side of the square. So inhaling, 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe. And maybe your breath is a little bit longer. Maybe it's a little bit slower. Just find that balance in the square. And keep seeing that square. Maybe it's a color. And if you lose your place, just begin again. Allow your focus, your awareness, to be on the imagining and the feeling. If your eyes aren't closed, try closing them here. Taking one more round. And then allow your own breath to find you. So let that breath be easy and full and complete. Just feel into your body here for a few moments and just feel that sense of heaviness in the legs and the arms. Use your exhales to sink into that chair. Feel your feet firmly rooted and connected. And feel that breath bring lightness on the inhale and that little bit of surrender on your exhale. One more round of breath. Feeling yourself relaxed and ready as we find some movement here again. So wiggling fingers and toes to start, and then just gently taking your gaze from side to side, waking up through the neck. And then just letting those fingers and toes relax. We'll turn our palms to face our lap. From here, just articulating through the neck. So we'll inhale to bring our chin down towards the chest, keeping those shoulders in place. And then on your exhale, just letting that gaze come up, taking the neck where it will let you, but think about lifting from beneath your chin. So lengthening up. Inhale to come forward again. And then exhaling to reach up. And then coming back to neutral when you're ready. We're going to find ourselves up to a sitting tall position, but I want you to leave the legs where they are. So just engaging your core and just finding yourself leaning away from the back of the chair. This should be fairly comfortable. We've got the pelvis in a nice position to find that nice long tall stack here with the spine. We want to bring those arms down and alongside the body. We're turning the palms to face forward. I want you to reach down towards the floor with those fingertips. So feel the shoulder blades engage onto your back as you're trying to lift the crown of your head up just a little bit taller. One nice big breath here. And I'd like you to sweep up with the left arm and bring it around to the right side of your head. And just allow yourself to bring a little bit of gentle pressure to guide your left ear to left shoulder. And I want you to actively reach away with your right hand. So by reaching away, about a 45-degree angle here through that very middle finger and applying that little bit of gentle pressure, we're getting into the side of the neck here, maybe even into the shoulder and down your arm. A high tension space. And so when we bring this angle with ear and shoulder reaching for each other, we help to target the fascia in there and ask it to just let go a little bit. We're reaching ear to shoulder. Do one more time here, and then beginning to move a little bit deeper, you're going to guide your chin down towards the chest. So slowly engaging, feeling the sensation change through the back of your neck. So staying with that edge. So always feeling it, and then just maybe shifting a little bit deeper. And just imagine that breath coming into that space, as though that space is like a little balloon, and every inhale inflates it, and on the exhale, everything softens. No need for holding here. Take one more breath, maybe shift a little bit deeper. And then very gently, we'll just release the hand from the head and let the chin now roll down to center. Notice if you started to round forward with the shoulders, and just bring that shoulder alignment back in, but let the head be heavy. And then guide the gaze up so that you can now be nice and tall. And we'll switch sides. So we're going to switch and bring our right hand up and over to touch the left side of our head. We're going to actively reach away with the left hand and then guide that right ear to right shoulder. So we're looking for sensation. So if maybe on this side you don't feel it with this action, you're going to guide your chin down just slightly so you can get a little more into those tight places. And then just breathe, nice full breath. Make space from the inside here. Moving deeper when you're ready. One more breath. And let's release that right hand, and we'll let the chin come down to chest. Just let those arms rest alongside body. Head is heavy. And then taking an inhale to guide the gaze up and neck long. From here, we're going to shift forward in the chair. So if you'd like to just scooch that pillow out of the way, let the feet come to the floor, let the hands come to the chair, and we're just going to rock back and forth here for a moment. So I just want you to feel both sides of your hips. That chair gives us a little stability, so hold on to the hands of the chair, and then find that shimmy. So one hip at a time, we come forward. Take your time getting there, no rush. And then let our feet come so they are underneath the knees. So ankle and knees are stacked. There's about a third of the body remaining on the chair. Your sit bones have landed there. Let those arms roll down and open alongside body, finding Tadasana of our chair, mountain pose. So although we are sitting, we are completely engaged here. So lift the toes, spread them wide, and then place those feet back down onto the floor. Push into the floor gently with the feet. So feel that engagement, and you'll feel your legs sort of ignite that muscle energy. Squeezing the glutes, and then finding that long, tall spine, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Roll those shoulders up and back, and release the palms to face forward. Again, actively reach through that middle finger down towards the floor and engage your core. You want to feel like you're wrapping everything down and in. Shoulder blades are down and on the back, like you're shining your heart forward, and the sternum is lifting up towards the sky. But in all of this engagement, we are still breathing. So find that breath. Full and deep. Feel that muscle energy. And then one last breath, just like this. Find and feel that inner strength. And then we'll inhale to sweep up, reach up, turning palms to face the sky, and going slowly here. So I want you to feel and notice that the shoulders, there's a rotation there. That shoulder bone is rotating in your socket so that your arms can reach up. Side bodies lengthen. Palms are facing towards each other. And I want you to reach those fingertips up even a little bit higher. Lengthen. Take your gaze up if your neck allows. Palms come together. And exhale to guide hands down through heart center. Half sun salutation. We'll take this breath again. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Keep pressing your feet into the floor. Feel that energy lift and rise, and then exhale to draw hands down and through heart center. And take that breath one more time, reaching. Inhale to sweep up, reach up. And exhale to guide hands down and into heart center. From prayer here with our hands, I'd like you to extend your arms out in front. So palms are facing in, thumbs are up. We're going to twist it open to the left, but I'd like you to guide that left hand long along the arm. So left arm is like peeling open towards that left side. Let it come across the collarbones and the shoulders, and then open up to the left. That's our inhale. And then on our exhale, we're just going to scoop this left arm around and let it join the right. Inhale, slowly peeling open. So feel like you're almost bringing your heart towards the left side there. Exhale to close. Inhale, peeling open, taking your time to unravel. And exhale to close. We're going to take a final breath. Inhale to open. And we're going to stay open when we get there in this twist. So reaching the hands, reaching the heart, taking the gaze over those left fingers if your neck allows, and feel your abdomen initiating this movement. Feel the rib cage, feel the crown of your head lifting towards the sky on the inhale, and on the exhale, maybe you're moving a little bit deeper. One more breath. And then with our next inhale, sweeping that left arm, and then exhaling, drawing hands to heart center. Pausing for a breath. Reigniting the legs. See if you've lost connection between the feet and the floor. Reach the crown of the head up, and then we're going to switch sides. So allowing your hands to come forward again, out in front. Let's peel open towards the right side now. So letting the right hand guide along the left, across the heart, and then unraveling open, and then exhale to close. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. And this last one, inhale to open up and pause. Breathing deeply, finding and feeling your rib cage, lengthening those fingertips away, gaze over right side. One more breath. And then let's inhale to draw that right hand towards the left. And exhale to draw our hands into heart center. From here, we're gonna move into a side bend. So allow your left hand to come down to your chair seat. So the heel of the hand is just grabbing that edge. We're gonna sweep our right hand up, extending overhead. Before we go anywhere else, I want you to reach up even a little bit higher. So let the shoulder come and lift you just that little bit more. And I want you to feel your sit bone and that right foot rooting down in the opposite direction. So you're gonna feel that right side body begin to open up. And then with your exhale, we're gonna bend into the left elbow to give yourself a little bit of leverage as we reach over towards that left side. So I want you to feel like you're pushing on that left hand to get those ribs open to the right side, and then take your gaze under that right arm. As you're able to, you can move a little bit deeper, but feel like you want that right hip to stay down on your chair seat. That will get you a little more deeply into that space. Big inhale and exhale. Every exhale bringing that space, that release there, that surrender. Taking one more breath. And ever so gently, we're gonna inhale to sweep up, and we're gonna change sides. So let the right hand float to the chair seat, extend the left, sweep up and extend. So lengthen that left side, and then bending into right elbow, allow yourself to move into your side bend. So again, we're pushing those ribs open. You wanna feel space in this left side body, and that left hip roots down towards the floor. Gaze up and under the arm. Move deeper if you need more room, if you have more space. Got it. One more nice big breath here. And then inhaling to float up. Keep that right hand on the chair, guide that left hand down as well. So now we want the heels of the hands behind your hips. Fingertips are pointing away from your hips. So heel of the hands, thumbs are forward. I want to roll those shoulders down and on your back, and I want you to lift through heart center here for a moment. Just keep your gaze forward. So we're moving into camel, and I want you to drop your attention into your sit bones. Feel them evenly weighted onto your chair seat. And then I want you to imagine that pelvis like a flower pot. One vertebrae at a time, you're gonna stack. You're gonna lift the heart. Let your body lean into those arms that are resting on the chair seat for leverage. Bring those shoulder blades down together on the chair. Shoulder blades down and together on your back as your hands support you on the chair, and you lift your heart to the sky. So taking a camel, a baby back bend. Gaze up, feeling length here, not crunching. It's like you've created a shelf for your heart and you're shining it towards the sky. One more breath. And then exhaling to slowly come forward. So keep that length, engage your core to bring you up to a nice tall spine. Inhale, we'll sweep up, reach up. And then we're gonna exhale and dive forward into a forward fold. So coming into the opposite direction. Allow yourself to hinge at your hips. The hands can come to your thighs as you let that body round and fall in between the knees. So notice sit bones, and then feel length arrive in the back of the body. Let the head be heavy. If you're comfortable doing so, those hands can come in between the feet. So you can find a little more room, even bring those feet just a little more fully apart. Or let the arms rest on the outside of the legs and just let yourself dangle here. Big breaths into the belly. Let the belly relax and fill. And let that breath come into the back of the body as well. So you can press that back body up towards the sky with your breath. Let all of that low back tension melt. And again, let that head be so heavy. Let it dangle. Maybe just say yes and say no. You got it. And then find stillness. So without question, this is just as beneficial as a headstand. So know the benefits of being upside down are exponential, but most importantly, it allows us to find calm, to cultivate calm. Our heart rate slows, our breath slows. There's a peacefulness in our inversion. One more nice big breath here. Let that back extend. So feel your sit bones on the chair and that length in your low back. One more breath. And then very gently, we're going to come up. So let your hands find your thighs and use your muscle energy in the arms. So let the elbows reach behind you, shoulder blades on the back, squeeze the upper arms towards your core, and then using that arm strength to help you rise up. So slowly, blood pressure can be just needing a moment or two to readjust once we get there. We're taking a nice tall spine and breath. And then from here, just gonna bring those feet back to hip distance. And we're gonna move into eagle arms and legs. So you may like the pillow here for this posture in our chair. I'm gonna bring that pillow to rest outside of our left ankle. And we're gonna guide our right leg up and over the left leg. So we wanna draw that right thigh in and then place it deeply crossing over the left. So in doing so, sometimes having the pillow there will help you come a little bit deeper and give you a little bit of support, because I want you to squeeze those thighs together. So you want the pelvic floor to come in and up here and keep those legs actively squeezing. You got it. Let it come from the hips. Find that length once again. Feel your sit bones on the chair. Open up your arms. Inhale, we're gonna sweep forwards. And as we're sweeping forwards, I want you to feel like you're caving out through that chest area. Reach those fingertips far and away from you. Let the shoulder blades separate on your back. And then cross left arm over right. As deeply as you can, let those hands come to your shoulders and then lift those elbows up a little bit higher. Just feel like your hands are helping to guide your shoulder blades forward. So it's like you're moving them away from your spine. Notice if you've come forward with your body to try and accommodate. See if you can bring length again. Nice tall spine. You can stay here, or if you'd like to ravel, add the forearms, so the forearms reach against each other. If you'd like to intertwine, you're gonna let the palms of the hands intertwine together. And do not worry if they don't quite get there. There is no get there. There's no end game, no destination for these hands. Just feel the shoulder blades opening up. That's where the focus is of our awareness. I'm gonna lift the elbows up just a little bit higher, and I'm gonna add a little bit of a twist. So with your inhale, I'd like you to guide your elbows to the right as you take your gaze to the left. So let that left shoulder blade slide away from your spine. Inhale, let's come back to center. Other side, elbows shift to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. With our next breath, squeeze those legs, feel connected through the feet. Keep that core long, engage that belly button to spine, and we're gonna sleep our eagle and let our elbows come towards the knees. Without losing that sensation of the back pressing away, like we're taking a cat spine here. Elbows come to knees, let the shoulder blades open up, and let the spine open up. Take one more breath here, and then slowly rise, but with intention, so core is engaged, stacking those vertebrae. Lift the elbows up, and we're gonna take the gaze up this time. One breath here, and then exhale to come down to heart center. Release those hands and arms, let them dangle and hang, uncross, and we'll switch sides. So we're gonna let our pillow come to the outside of the right foot, and even just moving that right foot in towards center a little bit might help to accommodate your hips. And then let's guide this left leg up and over. So a nice deep squeeze. Let the foot find the pillow for a little bit of connection and leverage, and then find your stack. Engage, setting ourselves up. From here, this time guiding our left arm under. The opposite of whatever you just did. That's what we're trying to do here. Lift those elbows up. Let the shoulder blades open up. Feel like the hands are helping to guide those shoulder blades away from your spine. Keeping the elbows here, if that feels best for you. If you want to try full eagle arms, we're gonna let the forearms rest against each other, and then guide hands into our twist. So from here, again, lift the elbows, spread those shoulder blades. Take one more breath and we'll guide into our twist. Elbows now coming to the left on the inhale while your gaze comes to the right. And then coming back to center on the inhale. Inhale, elbows to the right, gaze to the left. And then coming back to center on the inhale. Moving into sleeping eagle from here. Don't forget your squeeze between the thighs, and then sit bones land as you allow those backs to round, shoulder blades separating, spine moving away. Stay connected. Push the back of the spine away, just like cat spine. And then inhale, we're gonna slowly rise. So start with the sit bones. Belly button to spine, one vertebrae at a time. Lift through the elbows, take them to the sky along with your gaze. And then exhale to draw down and into heart center, releasing the arms, uncrossing the legs, releasing our ego. And then from here, let's come to stand. So just placing that pillow off to the side, you may want it this morning. Allow your heels to come in towards that chair seat. We're gonna come through Utkatasana to rise up, focusing a little bit on the glutes and the thighs to build a little bit of strength in our practice. So whether fingertips are alongside of the chair or if your hands are comfortable on the thighs, please introduce from there. We're gonna take 3 tries to come up, but we're not gonna come all the way up. So I'd like you to press into your heels, find a nice long back leaning forward over the legs, push into the heels and the feet to lift those hips up off of the chair, and then exhale to come back down again. That's 1. Lean forward, inhale, exhale, rise to that hover, and then inhale to release into the chair. Inhale, hinge, exhale, hover, inhale, release. This time we're gonna come all the way up, but we're gonna stay in that hover. So inhale to hinge, engage your core, find those feet, press into the floor. Exhale, rise to that hover. Feel those legs ignite, press the heels in, hands come to prayer. And then exhale to come all the way to stand. So good. From here, coming into our chair standing position, I'd like you to turn the back of your chair seat to face you. Got it. We're gonna let our hands remain on that chair seat. We're gonna leave our left foot forward, and I'd like you to step back into our warrior 1 legs. So you're far enough back that you have room to bend into your front knee. So you may want to take that right foot back a little bit further. So it should feel like you have a bit of a stretch here. So that right foot's on a 45, and then I want you to bring it in just a little bit. So your heel is hardly touching the floor. You feel that openness in the back of the leg. You're rooting your heel down, and we're bending in to our left knee. So we want that left knee on top of the ankle or behind it, not in front of it. So again, adjust your depth. And I want you to bring that right hip forward, left hip back. So you have a nice even alignment. Find nice tall spine here. Again, find a little more depth. And if your balance is good this morning, I'd like you to bring your right arm up. Palm is facing in. You're lengthening. And if you're feeling very balanced, you're going to extend those left fingertips up to the sky as well. We'll let our palms come together at the top. Warrior 1. And I want you to feel a long line of energy from that right heel all the way through to those right and left fingertips, depending on where you have your hand placement this morning. Right hand can even be down, left arm up. You choose your position that makes sense in your body today. One more breath. And then exhale, we float our hands down to that chair. From here, we're gonna bend and straighten into this front leg. So the action is to straighten the front leg and then bend in. So we're pushing through that left heel to ignite that left leg, that control in that muscle, you got it. And then if you are comfortable, we're gonna add the arms. So we'll begin by just adding the right arm as we bend in, and then as we straighten, we release that right hand. So we're gonna take 3 more breaths just like that. Inhaling and exhaling. Got it. Last time, landing. Both hands coming up. If hands are comfortable, releasing. From here, we're gonna come into a twist. So if your hands are in the air, we're gonna open up to the left side. So we're just gonna let that left hand come around behind us as we extend forward with the right. If your hands are on the chair seat, you can just peel your left hand open and twist towards the left side. Whatever is most available for you here. Taking the time to breathe and find our twist, squeezing the left hip down and in. 1 more breath. And then exhale to come all the way back around. Hands to the back of the chair, hinge forward to help yourself step up and reach that chair seat. We're gonna switch sides, maybe give yourself a little jiggle. Step back with that left foot, coming into warrior 1 on this side. And so notice maybe this side is a little bit tighter, a little bit different. So respect it. Take your time to set up for safety, of course. Let the body feel into warrior 1. And then if you're ready, extend those left fingertips up. Left hip forward, right hip back, right fingertips up if you're letting go of that chair. Breathe and pause, and then guide those hands together if it's available. Take your gaze up if that's available. Now lengthen through that left heel all the way through the fingertips. One more breath. And then exhale, floating those fingertips down, moving through the straightening and the bending of that right leg now, rooting through that right heel, landing, adding the arm if it's available. Oh, I'm gonna keep it up for the bend. Exhale to float it down when you straighten. Finding that dance with the breath and the movement. Last round, bend in, rise up, guide that right hand in. Holding onto the chair or reaching up. We open up now to our twist. Allow that right hand to reach. Your hands are on the chair. You're just simply peeling open here. Squeeze that right hip in. Take the gaze over your fingertips if your neck allows, or if your balance is there. Bend a little more deeply into that right leg if it's there. One more breath. And then coming back to center. Exhaling, stepping. Coming back to stand. From here, we're gonna take tree pose this morning. We're gonna challenge the balance with our tree pose. And lots of variations here for everyone. So we'll begin by letting our left hand come to the back of the chair seat. And I'd like you to use your pillow just to help you balance. I want to feel the heel press into the leg. And sometimes that's not all that comfortable for the body, but I like to use the pillow to help. So if you want to place it in between your ankles, between the legs, and I'd like you to bend into the right toes and then twist that right knee open. So that pivot's coming through the hip. And I want you to work your left heel towards, that's my right heel towards my left. So that's with the pillow, or the pillow can be flat on the floor even, and you can bring it in that way, if that would feel better for you. But I'll show you as well what we're doing without. You want to press leg into foot, foot into leg. That is the action. So you're pressing the back of your thigh away. You're opening up the inner thigh, but your hips are staying equal. So we don't want to lift those hips. We want to keep them just like that. So maybe this is where you're going to stay with your legs today. Maybe you want to bring them up to your calf. And so this is also a time when the pillow might make sense, because you can bring your toes up just a little bit higher, but still be leaning on that pillow just to challenge your balance. Again, that hip stays down even if that foot is up. The third option is to bring that heel into the inner thigh, but you're pressing them together. That is how it stays. And you're also bringing that hip down and the leg back. So whatever variation you're choosing, find your leg, feel that strength in your left leg, and then maybe you're adding your arms. So the right arm can reach up for the sky. The left arm can reach up for the sky. Your hands can come to prayer. Your hands can come behind you. Your hands can be on your hips. Your hands can be on your chair. The most important thing is to find your drishti. So stare down the bridge of your nose. Find something that isn't moving and take 3 full breaths. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Find that circle of energy. You got it. 1 more breath. And then with this exhale, please leave the legs where they've landed. Allow your hand to come to the back of the chair again. Guide your right knee forward. We're going to build a little bit of strength here, which is squeeze everything into center, engage that core, and just extend your right leg out in front of you, flexing through the heel. You got it. Can you lift it a little bit higher? Let it come from the pelvic floor, the low abdomen, lift it a little bit more. Keep that right hip down and in. 1 more breath. And then exhale to land. Other side. So one thing we know for sure is one side is never the same as the other. So whatever makes sense for you on this side, taking it, even holding on to a wall, if that makes sense. Our right foot is our standing foot here. So we always begin on toes, and then we rotate out and let that knee come off to the side. Nothing changes through the hip. Press our heel into our ankle or use the pillow. Press your foot into your calf. Let the back of the leg open this leg up, and then find your variation. What is your tree today? Where's your strength and stability? Find your breath, because that is where it lives. Find your drishti, your focus point. 3 full breaths, shoulders down and on the back if your arms are extended. You got it. 1 more breath. And then allowing your hands to come down once again. We're going to guide our left knee in. Extend that left leg out. Flex the toes. A little bit of stability. So find that length and strength in the core, and then maybe lift that leg up just a little bit more. Spread those toes. And then exhale to let it go. Turn that chair seat to face you. We have earned a cat and a cow before we make our way down into our chair. So just standing in front of that chair seat, I want you to plant your hands, bend the knees a lot to help you get there. Allow those hands to come, and then just wrap around the outside edges of your chair. Walk those feet just slightly back. So you want your shoulders over the wrists, and you want your hips over your ankles. Knees can be bent as much as they need to, but I want you to think about pressing the back of the legs away from you so you can straighten. It's going to get you a nice stretch in the back of the legs. To move into our cow, we're going to inhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, tip the tailbone up, 1 vertebrae at a time, extend, make a smile in your spine. And then exhale to move in the opposite direction, coming into cat. Press into the feet, point the tailbone down, feel that low back open up. And you're almost shifting the hips forward just a little bit here to get a little more room in low back, chin to chest, gaze to belly. Push the hands into the chair seat and then move through here. Inhale, bend in, come into your cow. And then exhale to come into your cat. Pull belly button to spine, press the spine to the sky, shift those hips forward just a little. Last round, inhaling and exhaling. And then finding on your inhale that nice table pose, flat back. From here, just taking a downward facing dog. So hands are going to remain exactly as they are. You're gonna begin to walk your feet behind you, bend the knees as you let your heart reach for the toes and your ears come between the arms. So important to keep your center of balance over the feet. So the hips and the feet are still holding you up. You're letting your heart soften to the toes, belly and thigh coming together here. Length coming in through the spine and the shoulders. Let that tailbone move away from the crown of your head. Notice your breath. Breathe into the upper back here. Make space. Let go just a little bit more. No holding, no tension, letting it melt away. And then with your next inhale, we're going to come forward again. So walk your feet to your hands as we find our table. And from our table, slowly rolling up to stand. So engage, protect that low back. And then one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders when you arrive and releasing the palms, reaching for the floor. You got it. From here, turning around, we're going to find our way back into our chair. As we move into our final flow. So bring those heels close. Take a peek. Make sure your hips are going to land. Let those hands come to your sides or bring them into prayer if you're good. Bending slowly into the knees. Keep that heart lifted, gaze up, and let those hips come behind you. Utkatasana. When you feel that hover, the thighs and the chair meeting, maybe hold for a moment and then exhale to let yourself come all the way in. We're going to take a final flow, so we just need to shift forward a little bit. So you want to find that Tadasana of the chair. Those knees should be just about hip distance apart or a little bit wider. And then let those arms come alongside body, find Tadasana. We're going to inhale to sweep up, reach up. And then we slowly move into our exhale, forward fold. So letting the hands rest on the thighs, so you can slowly let yourself come down in between. Inhale, we rise up into Cobra. So we shift the heart forward as we use the arms to help us lift and shine the heart. Shoulders are down and on your back. And then exhale to come into cat. So slide the hands onto the knees. Hold on to the knees as you round back. And then allowing ourselves on the exhale to rise up, press the hands into the thighs, lift the heart to the sky. And inhale to a nice tall spine. We're going to squeeze the left thigh in on the inhale. So let yourself round and really get nice deep squeeze into the hips there. And then exhale to let it go. Right side. Squeeze and exhale to let it go, and we find Tadasana again. We're going to take 2 more rounds. Inhale to sweep up, reach up. Exhale to dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, coming up into Cobra or Bhujangasana. Exhale to find your cat. Inhale, rising up with the heart, and the gaze to the sky. And exhale, tall spine. Inhale, left thigh comes in. Release. Inhale, right thigh comes in. Exhale to release. And inhale to find our Tadasana. Final round. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, diving forward, forward fold. Inhale into Cobra. Exhale into cat. Inhale, heart rises. And exhale, tall spine. Left thigh coming in. Let that left foot relax here. Why don't you just give it a little bit of a swivel? Yeah, nice. And then let it go. And then we'll move to right side. Squeeze. Do the same with that ankle and foot. And then letting it go. Coming to that nice tall spine. Taking a final Tadasana. And just for a moment here, close your eyes. Connect your feet to the earth. Lift through the crown of your head. Let your shoulder blades come down and onto the spine. And feel that energy here. So that strength, it is always within, you are never without. Know this to be true. And then on your next exhale, I want you to let go of that holding, that tension. Let the whole body release and relax as you shift and find your way into your final Shavasana. So if you'd like to guide your pillow, grab your pillow and let it come beneath the feet here. So you can get that extra moment just for you in your practice, that little bit of rest and stillness. Shifting the hips back, let the upper back rest into the chair. Palms can come to face the sky or just let them land comfortably in your lap. And then from here, please close your eyes and soften into place. And as your awareness comes to that space within, feel that buzz and that hum, that energy flowing within you. Maybe you can even see it in your mind's eye. But notice sensation. And for the next few moments, just breathing quietly, this last piece of your practice, and I will bring you to the surface with some words. So just simply be. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all of your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation in life and in yoga. And so with these words, I gently bring you back from your very brief Shavasana. I hope you take the time to Shavasana at some other point today. From here, if you'd like to join me in closing the class with a breath, just allow your arms to reach off to the side from that relaxed position and turn those palms to face the sky as you slowly take an inhale. And just imagine collecting all the amazing energy that surrounds you, that we share, and we'll gather it at the top with our hands coming together, and on the exhale, drawing it down and into heart center as a delivery. Grabbing our chin to our chest, we pause for a moment of gratitude for yourself, for making time to practice. And I thank you so much for the privilege of guiding you through that practice this morning. From my heart to yours, everyone, namaste. Thank you.